It's our pleasure having you today in this week's edition of the News in Africa and the World. We kick off today in Mali, where voting took place in the final round of legislative elections aimed at reviving confidence in embattled institutions despite the continuous spread of the coronavirus and bloody jihadist attacks during the first round. In the central town, the president of the voting station was forcibly removed and representatives of the Electoral Commission chased away by armed men. The long-delayed first round of voting on March 29 was disrupted by attacks and intimidation, including the kidnapping of Soumaïla Cissé, opposition leader. The first provisional results are to be announced at the start of the week. In Chad, a group of 44 suspected members of Boko Haram who had been arrested recently were found dead in their prison cell. The country's chief prosecutor said they were apparently being poisoned with a substance that caused heart and breathing complications. The dead men were among 58 suspects captured during a major army operation around Lake Chad, officials said, adding that an investigation was ongoing to determine exactly how the prisoners had died. A security source who spoke on conditions of anonymity reported that 58 prisoners were placed in a single cell and given nothing to eat or to drink for 2 days. The Secretary General of the Chadian Convention for the Protection of Human Rights has made similar accusations, but government has denied the allegations. The deadly coronavirus has hit a huge profile personality of Guinea, Adamou Salif Kebe, who was the head of Guinea's National Independent Electoral Commission, CENI. It was announced on Friday that he succumbed to the virus in the capital, Conakry. Admitted to the hospital a few days ago, Kebe was in intensive care in Donka Hospital. His last media appearance was in late March when they published the result of the controversial double ballot of March 22, 2020. As of April 20, Guinea has officially reported 579 cases of COVID-19. 5 have died, while 87 others have recovered from the disease. A presidential order that made face masks mandatory came into effect over the weekend as part of measures to help limit the progress of the virus. Over to Canada, a man disguised as a police officer went on a shooting rampage in the Canadian province of Nova Scotia on Sunday, killing at least 16 people in the worst act of mass murder the country has seen in modern times. Several bodies were found in and out of one home in the small town of Porter Peak. A police officer was among those killed. Officials said the gunman was a 51-year-old man who worked as a dentist, died after shooting people in several locations across the province. The Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, speaking in Ottawa, deplored what he called a terrible situation. The massacre looked to be the worst of its kind since a gunman killed 15 women and himself in Montreal in December 1989. In the United States, it is a fight to move forward. Protesters have taken the state capitals to tell governors to end lockdowns and open shops for business. Many see it as a civil rights violation, calling on government to let them take their own decisions. The protest has been fueled by President Donald Trump himself, who has called for states such as Michigan, hard hit by the COVID-19 pandemic, to be liberated. Some governors have labeled the president's response dangerous as he clashes with his own guidelines for reopening the country. States say they need more resources desperately to increase testing capacity and reopen safely, but the White House has pushed back, prompting reopening protests as the U.S. death toll passes 40,000. Fire has ravaged a migrant camp in Greece over the weekend following violence in a vital camp on the island of Chios. The fire destroyed the European Asylum Administration Service, a canteen, and containers set up as makeshift shelters. The cause of the violence is said to be the death of an Iraqi asylum seeker. The protesters reproached the authorities for not caring enough for the latter, who had fever but tested negative for COVID-19. Following the violence, 3 camp residents were arrested. The peace in the camp have relatively returned. Migrant centers in Greece have been quarantined for the past few weeks, with estimates showing about 40,000 asylum seekers in the Greece islands. In the entertainment world, some of the biggest pop stars joined forces for an 8-hour stream of virtual performances on the front line of the coronavirus pandemic. The One World Together at Home event, spearheaded by Lady Gaga, celebrated healthcare workers in a globally televised concert. Paul McCartney, Billie Eilish, Celine Dion were among more than 100 artists who performed songs from their living room due to the coronavirus lockdown. The event, led by World Health Organization and the non-profit group Global Citizen, told personal stories of teachers and healthcare delivery, postal and other workers. Contributions, all filmed from their homes, also came from Elton John, Michelle Obama, Oprah Winfrey, Bill Gates, and lots more. The event raised almost $128 million, with proceeds going towards vaccine development and local and regional charities, organizers, and global citizen aid. Lady Gaga, who stewarded the lineup, called the event a love letter to the world. That was it for today's edition. Don't go away. Keep watching TBS television. Until we meet, do take care.